I'm Jose Baez.
EK Kim.
I am Derek Rammel.
And we are Elderberry.
Welcome to Illumination. Illumination is when light reflects off of an object. A perfect example of this is the moon. See, the moon does not emit visible light. It only reflects light from the sun. That is why it is hard to see the moon during the day. The two factors that affect illumination are the brightness of the light source and the distance between the light source and the illuminated object.
As light moves through space from each source, it spreads out in all directions. The light twice as far from the source is spread over 4 times the area, hence it is 1/4 the intensity. In other words, if you double the distance of the object from each source, the illumination will decrease 4 times. If you triple it, it decreases 9 times. In this demonstration, we can see that every time we get further from the wall, the light gets bigger and less bright. This means that illumination is exponentially and inversely proportional to distance, and intensity is directly proportional.
Just like sound waves work, light is also affected by the law of reflection. In the diagram, the beam of light that hits the surface of the mirror will be known as the incidental ray, and the ray that reflects away from the mirror will be known as the reflective ray. The point where these two beams meet each other is called the normal line. What the normal line does is divide the two rays of light in two angles that are called by their distinct names. One is the angle of incidence and the other is the angle of reflection. You can also label them as theta I and theta R. What the law states is that the angle of incidence will be equal to the angle of reflection. In this demonstration, we use 4 mirrors, 1 laser pointer, and a can of Febreze. As you can see, the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection are equal.
This next video shows how show production and illumination are connected. The blue lighting in the background sets the mood, and the lights all come from different sources. The excitement of the show comes from the green laser light. He is using mirrors in his hands to reflect the lasers to make them aim in different directions as if he's bending the laser light. This is one example of how show production students can use light in live entertainment.
We talked about illumination, meaning an object reflects light. Also, we talked how the inverse square law affects illumination and how the law of reflection affects illumination. Illumination is really important for show production. Without illumination, there is no show production.